We made it to Brussels. Here we are in the taxi. And here we are at the airport waiting to check in. Siggy keeping a very good watch on our luggage. Here we are having a little stroll in the airport. And we landed in Belgium. Here we are waiting for our luggage to come out. It didn't take very long. And I built the bike. It took quite a while to put the bike together in the airport, but everything worked. And as you can see, we hopped on this awesome cycle highway that led all the way from like literally the front door of the airport right into the city, like 15 kilometers. Very cool cycling infrastructure. Good stuff. They drew a little cat for us at the hotel, which was cool. And Siggy loves new hotel rooms for some reason. She just gets out of control and yells. What are you doing? This is the famous pissing dog statue, the Zeneca statue. Sigrid did not seem to mind it. I was hit by a car at this intersection like 17 years ago, so that was a bummer, but I wanted to ride through it again. We stopped at my old university campus so Sigrid could eat some grass, chew on some flowers. And I was the 666th cyclist to go through here today. Once we got home, Siggy just completely passed out. She was a very tired girl today. She was up all night, meowing and running around, being hyper. Keeping me up. Once she had a nap, she was very, very cuddly though. Did you have a good nap? You a happy girl? Okay. So tomorrow we will have our first real ride of the trip. We're going to cycle up to Antwerp and check into our hotel there for one night. So we're looking forward to it. We're getting rested up today. That's it. Bye. Yesterday we hung out a bit downtown in Brussels, and we visited my friend Kato at my old college bar, Nua's. Then Siggy hung out a bit in the hotel lobby, and then walked us to our room, because she knows where our room is. And we found a really sweet note and some treats and a toy for Sigrid, left by the Ibis Hotel staff. And we had our mandatory nighttime cuddling, before we went to bed. And we got up in the morning and hit the road and rode all the way up to Antwerp. Saw some lovely paths, some cooling towers for a nuclear plant. And then once we got to Antwerp, we took this underground tunnel under the river, because we saw everyone like going to a festival, so we decided we'd follow them and see what the story was. And once we got there, this was the parking lot at the festival, which kind of blew my mind that so many people just ride their bikes to the festival. I mean, that's pretty cool. After that, we met up with Critical Mass Antwerp and hung out with them for a bit and saw them off on that ride. But then we went to our hotel and let Siggy have a nap, because at this point she was pretty sleepy. Got up pretty early today and hit the road, but Just outside our hotel was a farmer's market with multiple Aperol spritz bars. Tempting, but no, we took off. Sigrid was very sleepy and took several naps during our, geez, it must have been 4 hours we were riding. We stopped to see some horses. She didn't really care. There was a lot of nice country roads. We just rode and rode and rode. It was really pleasant. We didn't stop for a cafe break once we hit the Netherlands border. Sigrid drank a lot of water. I had this croque monsieur, Hawaiian croque monsieur, but they just put pineapple on top. It was really weird, but good. I brought the drone along, so I got the drone out and just did some simple shots while we were cruising around. It was really pretty out there. It was just really chill, riding through the countryside for the most part. A lot of these, like, there was these like dirt access roads, but then they'd have a really nice paved bike road next to it, which was really cool. Once we got into our hotel, I let Sigrid get settled, and then I found a copy of our book in Dutch. Very cool. Last night we went to a brewery in Breda, and Sigrid made herself cozy in a plant pot, as you can see. We met some lovely people there and had a great time. Then we went back to the hotel lobby, and Sigrid played with this little fog installation thing, which was kind of cute. And the next morning we got up and hit the road on our way to Dordrecht. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, a lot of the path was along like highways and stuff, but there were a lot of cool paths. We had to stop at one point to wait for a ferry, like a bicycle ferry, to take us across the river. So I let Sigrid walk around, eat some grass, you know, as one does. And here's the ferry arriving. It's kind of cool, like it's literally just for bicycles. So we hopped on the ferry. Sigrid was quite intrigued by all the water around. And then we saw our first like Dutch windmill since we were here. I guess that's kind of cool, right? When we got to Dordrecht, we got turned away from our B&B because they're pet friendly, but that apparently does not include cats. I went to several other hotels, and they also allowed dogs, but not cats. So we continued on for another 20 kilometers all the way to Rotterdam, and we are now in the Ibis Hotel in Rotterdam. So it was a very long and tiring day. Because of the screw-up in Dordrecht, we had a full day in Rotterdam today, so we just kind of kept it chill and rode around town a little bit. Deep thoughts, huh? You just don't care because they're ignoring you? Okay. Double windmill shot. And you're just looking at those dogs over there, aren't you? That's all you care about. What are you doing? He's behind glass. He's being nice to you. He doesn't know what to think about you. Probably thinks you're kind of mean. In the afternoon, we did a radio interview, which was cool. And then tomorrow, we're going to do a television spot in the morning. We also met a really cool couple who was letting me store my bike in their apartment tonight, so we don't have to worry about it. And so we had dinner with them, which was really nice. We started our morning today doing a little shoot for television. this certainly helps being deaf. I think, you know, the traffic doesn't scare her and stuff like that. Yeah, it makes her a little bit braver, I think. But she has that personality. She just has a very brave personality. Then we had a pretty uneventful ride up to our new hotel, the Savarin Hotel, which has been absolutely fantastic. Siggy wasted no time in making sure that the toilet was operating correctly. Why are you like this? And she found a nice spot by the window, which she's been lounging in. Then she tried to camouflage herself on the bed, and she really blends in here, huh? And she was quite intrigued by the automatic television at the end of the bed. She's still kind of trying to figure it out. But really, the Savarin has been fantastic. Our room is excellent. They've been super, super nice. It's a huge change of pace from the Ibis, obviously. And I'm glad because it's our last night here. So then we headed into Delft, which is a really nice like cycle highway that leads right down there. It's lovely. We did a quick little photo shoot for like a newspaper, so they did a little photo shoot for us there. And then we headed back, and I had Sigrid sign a mirror in the hallway here at the hotel. And that's pretty much it. Tomorrow we will cycle up through The Hague and then down to the Hook of Holland and hop on our ferry for an overnight journey back to the UK, and then back to London. It was very rainy when we got up this morning, so we waited until the last minute to check out, hoping the rain would clear. Never gets old. But eventually we headed up to The Hague, where I met up with my friend from college, Pri, and we had coffee, and Siggy did some bird watching. We didn't get too wet. No raindrops on your nose, Siggy. A little bit. Along the way, we had our path blocked by a bull, so that was weird. Most of the ride down here was kind of in between these sand dunes next to the water as we headed down to the Hook of Holland. Eventually we made it to the Hook of Holland and it got a little greener, and now we're down here waiting for the ferry, and yeah, my drone crashed right here. And here we are, this is the ferry station right here, and yeah, we got a few hours to go until the ferry, and we're just kind of hanging out, having a beer, killing a little bit of time. We'll be back in the UK very soon, well, in the morning. The final leg of our trip. So we headed to the ferry station to board after having waited for a while, and got kind of held up at passport control for a while. They really loved Sigrid, so we hung out there for a little bit until the cars started getting impatient behind us. And then I went up to the front of the queue and played with Sigrid for a little bit as we waited to get on. And it turns out we were, I guess, like flagged in their system, or they knew we were coming, so they gave us vouchers for dinner and breakfast and took us around to take some photos. They even took us up to the bridge. I couldn't take photos up there. So that was really cool of Stena Line. I mean, they really went out of their way to make sure we had a good journey. One of the chefs on the ship was a big Sigrid fan, which was cool. And then we went to our room, and Siggy kind of sat in the porthole for a while, and the next morning we got off and joined traffic, and I cycled around Harwich for a little bit, not for any particular reason. I just kind of got lost when I got off the ferry, so I ended up going to the wrong train station instead of the International, but you know, I was pretty tired. And then we hopped on the train and headed to London. And of course, Siggy sat in the luggage shelf on the top, as she usually does. And then here we are back in London, and Siggy, you can see, is very excited here. I think she knew that we were close to home. Hilda, we're home. Hi. Do you guys miss each other? Do you guys miss each other? Nope. Okay, well.